Okay, so we're live. Hello guys, this is Marv De Leon of Freelance Blend, and this is me. We are doing a Facebook Live session for the replay viewers. And if you heard about this supposed interview a few days ago, last Tuesday, medyo nagkaroon na ng problema, so we had to cancel that. So pasensya na. We apologize for that. And now we're here. We rescheduled this interview with our special guest. So I hope you're back. You marked your calendar for today, 10 a.m. to watch this special interview with our guest. And I'm sure kilala niyo na siya dahil nilalagay natin siya sa ating Facebook and sa ating mga email messages. We'll introduce him later. We'll just siguro wait for a few people to come in to the live to the Facebook live stream, and then we'll start with the interview. If you're a viewer, a replay viewer, hello, good morning, good evening, or good afternoon to you. I'll be announcing a special freebie for all of you who are watching this video. Pero that will be towards the end. Hindi ko sabihin which part kasi if you're a replay viewer, pwede nyo i-fast forward, di ba? Pero you'll get a chance to join this join this kumbaga promotion. But at the same time, if you're a live viewer, so pasensya na lang mga replay viewers, if you're a live viewer, I have another special freebie worth 5,000 pesos. So again, we'll announce that towards the end of the program, somewhere towards the end of the program. So I hope you'll stay. Marami kayong matututunan, and at the same time, yun nga, you'll have a chance to get special giveaways from me. I rarely give yung mga special giveaways, especially itong 5,000 worth na product that I'll talk about later. And so I hope you really take advantage of this. Sa ating mga podcast listeners, so this will be replayed sa podcast in a few days or maybe in 2 weeks' time. So I'm sorry you're not eligible to join, but of course, you'll get valuable information pa rin from this interview. So siguro make sure if you want to avail of yung mga special promotions like this, join my newsletter. Just go to freelanceblend.com, get my free ebook. freelanceblend.com/awesome-ebook. You get my free ebook and then you'll be part of my newsletter and marireceive nyo yung mga special updates ko and promotions. And I can see a few people joining us. So if you just let me know if you can hear me, first of all, wala bang technical problems, if you can see me properly, wala bang delays, just let me know. If you have any questions, just type in below sa comment box. Well, first say hi to me and tell me where you're watching from, kung saang city or country kayo nanonood ngayon. Just let me know and I'll greet you live here sa Freelance Blend Live and Freelance Blend Podcast. So again, this is Marv De Leon. So for those who just joined us, it's almost 10 o'clock. So sinabi natin 10 o'clock. So if you're in the Facebook page, you will see this sa pinakataas. And I hope you stay tuned nga. I will be interviewing Bobit Ebarle of Business Startup Blueprint. So we'll talk about yung free videos that he shared for people who would like to start a business. So we'll be asking him first yung background niya in business, paano ba siya napunta sa business, and then we'll talk about how people can start a business even if they don't have a degree in business maybe, or wala silang experience. So we'll try to tackle that, especially now that sa corporate world, especially ako, I came from the corporate world I left the corporate world 2 years ago, but I was part of the corporate world for about 18 years. And the past few years, ang dami nagiging news about mga retrenchment, mga downsizing ng mga companies, may nagkakaroon ng mga mergers, may mga nabibili ng mga company, and because of that, affected yung mga employees. And my former company was experienced that as well. And good thing for myself, I was able to have a plan B. Meron akong plan B, plan C, plan D, alternative sources of income. So my office mates at that time, they were very scared. I'm not sure kung meron akong mga former office mates who are watching us now. Hello. So alam nyo to, you've been sharing this with me na you said that, Marv, paano yan? Wala akong plan B. So ito lang talaga yung aking main source of, ito yung alam ko gawin. So that's why I wanted to have this interview. So that, to give you ideas, ano ba yung, magkaroon kayo ng at least meron kayong plan B, plan C. And yung plan B na yon, tama-tama, is a business. And I hope our interviewee today, our guest for today, will share with us how we can start building our plan B for our future and for us to be able to retire safely, to retire early maybe. So we'll talk about that later. So again, we have a few viewers. Please let me know nasan kayo ngayon? Where are you? Just let me know. Type in your location sa ating comment box, and also more importantly, let me know if you can hear me properly. You can view my video properly. Please type in your message. Okay, so we'll see that later. Also later you can join in the conversation if you have questions for our guests. Just type in. And also you can give us some love. Click the like button or the hearts button if you like what we are talking about. So now it's 10 o'clock exactly, and so I mentioned earlier that we have a guest today. He's Mr. Bobit Ebarle, and he's an entrepreneur, and he's part of the Business Startup Blueprint, and we'll show his. Okay, yeah. Hello, Bobit. Good morning.
Hi, Marv. Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here with you and your listeners, your viewers.
Yeah, finally. Natuloy din tayo.
Yeah.
Sana wala tayong technical problems. Napapakinggan mo naman ako ng mabuti, right?
Yep. For the most part. Well,
okay
to be honest with you, means delays ata.
May delay ng konti.
So, yeah. Medyo naka-VPN.
Okay.
Okay. I hope it doesn't cause any big problem.
Okay, sige. Siguro ano na lang, to be sure, don't open any program to check your email. Siguro if you can check it from another device on a separate or later, we'll figure it out later. Anyway, thank you for joining us. So you're calling us from China. Bakit ka nasa China? Anong Shanghai, China? Anong ginagawa mo sa China? Are you based there?
No, no, in the Philippines, in Makati. I'm here. First, my girlfriend is based here now. She's working here. So I visit. And it's my birthday month. My birthday last Saturday. So I wanted to spend it here with a mountain here in China.
Oh, belated. Pareho pala tayong Piscean. I'm March 7.
Ah, okay.
Kaya pala gwapo. Pareho tayong gwapo. Okay. Baka biglang i-close ng mga taong mga screen nila after natin sinabi yun. Anyway, can you talk more about your background? How did you get into business? I know that you are a smart guy because you studied in Philippine Science, Pisay, with my friend si J3 Patino. So science, ano naging course mo sa college? Is it related to science?
No, actually I took up business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kaya ka napasok sa business. Yeah.
Well, since I'm myself and again, I'm Bobit, entrepreneur and the founder of the business startup Blueprint, where we start their own business through a low-risk, high-reward approach. I believe I'm an entrepreneur at heart, having started businesses even before I graduated from college. Kahit yung mga buy-and sell lang, or even in some case, service of sorts.
Bobit, sorry to cut you off. Medyo nagbe-break up ka certain parts. Do you want to parang log off and then log on again so that sayang yung yung sinishare mo hindi masyadong na yung test naman natin okay, pero can you maybe try siguro after you log off, turn off anything that's or make sure that wala nga ibang programs and then log on again if that's okay with you.
Do that very quickly. I'll be back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sige. No problem. Yeah, to our viewers, meron lang konting technical problems. Si Bobit nga is calling from China. So that's why baka nga nagkaroon ng problem. We'll try to ayan na nag-ano siya. Yeah. Okay. Ganito na lang. We'll try to create another Facebook Live session. We apologize for this. Please just stay sa Facebook page freelanceblend.com. Ayan na. Sorry. So we won't close this. We'll see if Bobby can still join us. Please bear with us. I'll just share it to him the link again. While we're waiting for Bobit, can you tell us, can you say hi? Please say hi. Type in hi or type in your location just sa comment box below so that I know that you are there, na you can hear me, you can view me. So I'll start, no?
All right, I'm back. Kumusta?
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, nandito na si Bobit. I hope better na.
Yeah, is it? I hope so. It's
yeah,
clear.
So far, so good.
Okay.
Okay. So, ituloy natin. Baka maputol pa.
Sige. I'll repeat the intro again. Again, I'm Bobit Ebarle. I am an entrepreneur and the founder of the business startup Blueprint, where we teach Filipinos how to start their own businesses from scratch through a low-risk, high-reward approach. I could say that I'm an entrepreneur at heart, having started businesses even before I graduated from college. Hindi pong from buy and sell to even some consulting services on the side while in college. But at the same time, well, to be honest with everyone, I have failed in businesses in the past for a number of times. But eventually, I succeeded in starting my own businesses. And in the process of doing so, I discovered what I believe is the low-risk 5-step formula for starting a successful business. So it's essentially the reason why I decided to share it through the Business Startup Blueprint so that I can help Filipinos start their own low-risk, high-reward businesses as well.
Mm.
There.
Yep, you mentioned no, from college you started businesses. So ako, I'm very interested in the why. So why a business? Why not go into the corporate world, the safety net of the corporate world? So ano yung hugot? Ano yung pinanggalingan ng why you wanted? Kasi ako, I took up business also. Pero during that time, in the late 90s, yung uso nun kasi is to work in Makati. And yun yung why ko. Parang I just went with the flow and then got into an international bank and parang doon ako tumagal talaga. So, ikaw, kasi I think it's very, well, here in the Philippines, talagang hindi lahat entrepreneurial lang ang thinking. It's really get a job, become a doctor, become an engineer. Yun yung sabi ng mga magulang natin. But unless entrepreneur din ng magulang, they rarely say na start a business kasi alam nila uutang sa kanila. So, ikaw, what's your why? Why did you start creating businesses?
Don't get me wrong. I also have an employee background din naman. When I graduated from college, first off, I worked in Shell Philippines, the office in Alabang. Okay. And then a year after that, kasi, well, and I'll get to this in a bit, it wasn't really fueling my entrepreneurial drive. So I decided to take a marketing job in Singapore. So I was also an OFW for a time. I worked in P&G Singapore. Okay. But essentially to hone my marketing and sales skills talaga. Kasi I knew deep down right from the very beginning that I always wanted to be in business. High school pa lang, college pa lang, I knew that, well, when I was younger, sa totoo lang, it was all about the money. To be frank with everyone. Kasi, yung mga mayaman, yung mga may business di ba? Yung mga pinakamayaman sa mundo, kung business sila, ganito, ganyan. So, I wanted to be like that. But as I grew up and as I started learning the ropes about business and experiencing business for myself, kasi after working in Singapore as an OFW, I went home to start a business. That's when I felt or experienced certain benefits that I never would have experienced if I were an employee. Foremost of which is time freedom. Kasi iba talaga pag hawak mo oras mo na you can decide when you want to work, where you want to work, and especially with technology these days, the internet enabling so many things now, we can even choose to work from home if we want.
Yes.
So this freedom was really huge for me. And ever since, that's the reason why when I started an entrepreneur, I've always stayed as an entrepreneur. I never went back to being an employee.
You mentioned you went also to the into the corporate world. Ano yung gaano katagal ka nag-work sa Shell tsaka yung nga sa Singapore?
I only worked 1 year each for each of those companies, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're unemployable, kumbaga.
I think what I just wanted to do back then was to gain the skills that I could from my employees, and if I believe that I was able to get that foundation already of skills, gusto ko na sumabak agad sa business. Kasi like what I shared, it's really what I've always wanted to do. Kaya medyo nagmadali na.
Siguro for those who are like you, na siguro they're in college and they're about to graduate and they want to go into business but they want to gain experience in the corporate world, what would you suggest na type of work that they get to gain that experience that they need for business? Is it accounting? Is it sales? I would think. So ikaw, ano yung in those 2 years that you work in the corporate world, ano yung nakuha mong knowledge from the corporate world?
Okay, so what corporate job would be best suited if you want to start up a business in the future? You're right in saying sales. Sales or marketing, ideally both even. Kasi at the end of the day, a business, it survives with the with selling. It survives because it markets and it sells its products and services well. And when it does this well, people take notice and people want to buy your products or your services. They want to pay for it. And when the money comes in, that's when you have the lifeblood of your business. Kasi, to be frank about it, it's really all about sales. If you don't have sales for your business, if it's not earning any money, then I don't think you have a business. You don't have a business without sales. So it's a very crucial component of business. It's the lifeblood of business. So I would suggest that you develop skills when it comes to sales and selling your product and marketing your product.
I agree kasi I also, towards the latter part of my career, I was in sales and I really learned a lot. So siguro later I'll share what I learned. Pero ikaw, what in particular sa sales ang natutunan mo that you're applying right now sa mga negosyo mo?
Okay. Well, central to the idea of sales is that you provide a product or a solution that solves people's problems. It's really it. That's the central idea of it. From sales, we're even taught to essentially distill the problems of people into one specific problem that ideally your product and your service can solve. And that's why people will pay you for it. Kasi when people start in business, mostly all they think of is the product. Paano ba maging ganda product ko? Ano ba magandang product? Paano ko papagandahin yung product and so on and so forth. They become product-centric as opposed to what I think is right, what I believe is right, and that's being customer-centric. You have to put the customer in the heart of everything you do. Kasi you will be creating a solution for them. It's not for you. It's not necessarily for your product, not for someone else, but it's for your customer. So that customer-centric thinking is what you really need because it will form the foundation of your product and eventually your business.
Mm-hmm. So that's 100% true. When I was in sales also, ang natutunan ko talaga is, again, it's not really the product kasi yung product, it's easy to memorize yung mga features, yung mga benefits, but what we really focused on is building the relationships. Kasi I was in B2B and yung mga buyers namin are the financial controllers, finance managers, down to the cashiers. Kasi we were selling yung credit card facility, yung credit card terminals, and also yung online facility for credit cards. So yung decision makers nun are from the treasurer, VP treasury, up to the kahera, yung person who swipes on the machine. So lahat yon may factor into the for yung sa bottom line ng aking target, sa bottom line ng business ng company ko. That's why talaga it's building relationships, it's yung visits to those people, yung kamustahan, even I visit their offices na hi hello lang dadaan, and then sometimes just really forming relationships, not necessarily talking about the product. Minsan, we never talk about the product, the service. It's about them. Ano ba yung mga problema nila personally minsan, and ano yung mga problema nila sa business, sa kanilang company. And then eventually, talagang nag-grow yan na kasi stiff din yung competition. So maraming kalaban. So of course, dapat talaga i-build mo yung relationships para in the end, if they choose someone among sa mga competitors mo, ikaw yung pipili nila kasi ikaw yung pinakakilala nila as a person. So tama ka, I 100% agree about being customer centric and building relationships. Sorry, para ako ni interview mo haba na sagot ko, but I can really relate kasi yun nga, pare tayong nasa sales. So ano naman yung after, so what was your first business after yung Singapore? Kasi siguro what made you decide na okay, I got ito na experience from 2 years experience from both companies. Now ready na ako to jump into my business. So ano yung business na yun, first business na yun, and what made you decide na pwede na akong lumipad, kumbaga, on your own?
Okay, sige. At that time, that was, 2010, 2011 or so, I decided to fly home to the Philippines to start a business, to start specifically a coconut sugar exporting business. So we were exporting organic coconut sugar from the Philippines, specifically from Gensan. I decided to pursue that already kasi, well, to be honest with everyone, nandun na yung pera eh. We had an investor who put in 11 million pesos in capital for our business.
Wow.
Yeah, so at that time, me thinking, exactly, wow, sige, it's time to pursue this business now that we have 11 million pesos in investor capital. And I was thinking to myself, sa totoo lang, with 11 million pesos in capital, kahit naman we blunder and we make mistakes along the way, I'm sure the money will take care of everything. Well, that was wrong, obviously, because despite having 11 million pesos in investor capital, we failed that business in a couple of years.
Okay.
So essentially yun ang gist, o yun yung naging fate ng business na yun, unfortunately for me.
Okay, so from that, akala ko good story to yung from that experience sa coconut sugar business, and I was supposed to ask na when do you follow the money, when do you follow your kasi meron ganyan eh, may mga opportunities na ayun na nga 11 million, syempre you'll follow dun ka muna, di ba? So ayun, learning from that experience, when do you follow the money? When do you follow your passion? When do you follow your instincts?
Well, I believe kasi yung main reason why we failed in that business is we were blinded by the money in the sense na just because we had 11 million pesos in capital, we took on so many risks in that business. And that was our crucial mistake. Like, for example, we put up a warehouse, we refurbished it, and spending millions in the process. We also bought a few million pesos worth of coconut sugar products from our suppliers to establish rapport and to establish our networks, even though we didn't have a solid marketing and sales funnel yet. Diba? So essentially, we were spending money left and right. We were taking on so many risks. Kasi yun nga, kala namin with this amount of money, yeah, everything will fall into place. Magagawa natin ng paraan yan with this amount of money. But that's obviously not true. It didn't work out for us. So if there's a takeaway out of all this that I would want to share with everyone, and yeah, this is also essentially the key inflection point, the key turning point that I learned about business. Business is not really high risk, high reward. Kasi if you take on so many risks, you're decreasing your chances of success. It's a lot better if you can minimize or even avoid risks, because this will lead you to much, much, much higher chances of success. In fact, in the next businesses that I put up after the cocoa sugar business, I did not have 11 million pesos in capital. I did not even have 1 million pesos in capital. In an online business that I put up, I only had 5,000. I only used 5,000 pesos in capital. And that's the business that succeeded. Diba? Ironically enough, this much capital, it failed. Small capital, that's what succeeded. So it's not about capital, it's not about the money, but it's more so how you can avoid risks in business. So you can start one with much higher chances of success.
Mhm. So talk more about that, yung next business mo after this cocoa sugar business. You mentioned it was an online business. So can you talk more about that?
Sure. That online business is Pinoy Investor or PinoyInvestor.com. Essentially, we help people make smarter stock investment decisions because we share with them the research reports of our partner brokerage firms. And it's that simple, to be honest. We partnered with brokerage firms in the Philippines, and we share the reports for free, and we also promote these brokers to people. And in doing this business, I really made sure to avoid risks. I didn't launch it blindly just because I had some money. I made sure to do certain steps first to validate this business before launching it, to making sure that it's the business that's truly right for me, given my skills, given my interests and my passions in life. We interviewed lots of people first to get to know our customers better, to get to know their problems better, to make sure that this is really a product or a service that will truly help them, and as a result that they will pay for. And doing all of these things prior to launching this big business and spending a lot of money on it, doing these steps helped me to minimize my risks in business, and that eventually led to success.
So yung PinoyInvestor.com, it started as parang more of informational, na giving free information about how to invest in the stock market. Tama ba? And then are you able to monetize that?
Yeah, well, to be honest, we have two tiers simula pa lang. The two tiers of the membership. One is a free tier and the other is a paid subscription. So essentially, we were profitable from day one pa lang kasi we launched it with this.
Okay. So it's a membership site talaga.
Yeah. Unlike many other businesses in technology na get as many users for free and then we'll figure it out later and monetize. No, I feel like it's too risky. So we were profitable from day one pa lang.
When you say you have partners dito sa...
I have one other partner in Pinoy Investor.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I have one other partner in Pinoy Investor. Dalawa kami.
Okay. And then, so from a business na very traditional to an online business, so paano mo na-transfer, paano mo napalago, how did you make it successful yung online business given that traditional yung background mo? Kasi totally iba yung online when it comes to marketing, when it comes to yung funnel, ibang-iba. So how did you grow the online business?
Well, to be honest, kasi online businesses they've always been one of my passions in life, so to speak. And in the business blueprint, we actually talk about this a lot. We call it the business sweet spot, where it's a business that the world needs, the world will pay for, it's what you're good at, and it's also what you're passionate about. It just so happens that online businesses, it's something that I've been passionate about for a long time now. I've also been developing some skills in it because I read a lot and I practice a lot of online marketing principles even before having started this online business. So given that it was a business that had these four things for me, it was in my business sweet spot, it was a lot easier for me to be able to grow into this business and to eventually grow the business itself. Say it's something that I really enjoy doing. It's something that I would read up on even during my free time, and something that I would naturally gravitate towards and think about. And to be honest, in the Business Startup Blueprint, this is something that we really encourage with people to find their business sweet spot. Because when you're really doing something that you love and it's even your business, it makes business so many more times easier and so many more times more pleasurable and more enjoyable. So if I can share a tip right now, it's that. I would encourage people to determine their business spots.
Well, tama no na we talked about the Business Startup Blueprint. So for those who just joined us, maybe I've been sharing that in my Facebook, sa aking mga email subscribers about the Business Startup Blueprint kasi si J3 Patino, who's a childhood friend and also my mastermind, co-mastermind member. So of course, we support each other, and I know that he really comes out with valuable content that talagang people really get value out of kasi nga valuable siya. So, and yun nga, when alam ko you launched this last year pa, and it was a huge success, and now this is the relaunch. And actually, kaya naman tayo nagkakilala because of J3, because of your partnership with him. And now, siguro, can you talk more about why you started Business Startup Blueprint with J3, and siguro yung why you started this partnership with him?
Sure, sige. So I have to trace back a few years to the origins of why this all began. Kasi when I failed in that cocoa sugar business, diba, having lost 11 million pesos in investor money, I was in a bad place, I guess. I was very down kasi ano ba naman to, sayang, the opportunity was there and we weren't able to make it happen. And that's also the time when I reached out to a lot of entrepreneurs in my circles. I was talking to them about it. I wanted to get advice so that I could be better in the future. Some of them recommended to me a book. It's called The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. The Lean Startup. And it was a great book, and I would like to believe that it was the starting point of change in me. Kasi in that book, I realized that in so many words, if I could condense the main message, I realized that business does not have to be risky. And that was new for me. Kasi of course, having a traditional business background and having started the cocoa sugar business, we took on a lot of risks. Kasi all along, I thought that that was the way to go. Business is high risk, high reward. But this book is telling something different. Sinasabi niya, business does not have to be risky. And that grew my interest further. I went and researched about the lives of entrepreneurs. I talked to a lot of established entrepreneurs already. And that's when I found out na, oh wow, okay, it is true. Business does not have to be risky. Kasi it's true. After all of these experiments, after doing all of these research and all of these interviews, getting to talk with so many entrepreneurs, I learned that there's only one difference between aspiring entrepreneurs and established entrepreneurs. Aspiring entrepreneurs are the ones who fail. They take on so many risks. They take on risks, that's why they fail. So this was like me in my cocoa sugar business before. I took on a lot of risks, and that resulted in failure. Established entrepreneurs, however, avoid risks, and that's why they succeed. Iniiwasan nila or minimize nila yung risks in business, and that's what led them to success. So having this huge realization in mind, it was life-changing for me, and I had to try it out with my own business. And I did that with Pinoy Investor, avoiding risks along the way, spending as little as possible. Hindi ko agad tinataya yung malaking pera just because I had the money. And I wanted to do it very methodically. And good thing for me is that it was a success. It was my first ever business success, which led to a 7-figure business. So because of this revelation, this is essentially what inspired me to start the Business Startup Blueprint, the J3. I say I wanted to share it with a lot of people. I believe that this formula works. It has worked for me. It worked for a number of people before. And I wanted to share it with people because I know it will work for them. So that's essentially how it started. This was back in August. And after 3 months, we've had enrollees who have their own businesses now, successful businesses. And yeah, this just reinforces my belief further that avoiding risks when starting a business and the 5-step framework, it would be your key to success in business.
Well, thank you for that. No, well, tama na. well, first of all, yung The Lean Startup, I also read that book and really learned a lot, especially yung MVP and everything about starting a business. Now, siguro for somebody who is really thinking about starting a business right now, you mentioned yung risks, no, na successful entrepreneurs are able to avoid yung risk. So first of all, ano ba yung mga risk na yun? How can a newbie, for example, ako like me, how can I identify ano ba yung mga risk na yan so that I know what to avoid?
Okay. Sige. So well, if I were to be asked that, I can say that all risks naman can be boiled down into three types, essentially. There's financial risk, time risk, and effort risk. What this essentially means is financial risk, you're spending too much money, you're putting too much money on the line, such that you could lose that with a failed business. And it's pretty much the same with time and effort risk. Na parang you're spending so much time or you're wasting so much effort into something that you're not even sure yet that it will yield business success. Financial risk, kunwari, is, say for example, buying a piece of capital equipment kahit hindi ka pa naman sure if you will get customers to get your money back for that. Diba? So essentially, how I would choose to mitigate something like that is I would prefer to get customers first. I would prefer to pre-sell what the services that I'm offering. And pag nakakuha na ako ng pre-selling contracts, signed pre-selling contracts, that's when I would the piece of capital equipment. So essentially, just looking at it that way, na parang hindi naman porket may pera ka to buy this big capital equipment, hindi naman ibig sabihin na itataya mo na yung financial risk. It's still a lot better kung bibilin mo siya only after you've gotten customers for it. That way, you have pretty much avoided or eliminated the financial risk.
Okay, you mentioned, tama ba? So financial, time, and yung pangatlo is network risk?
Effort risk.
Effort. So effort, well, I get yung financial and time risk. So ano man yung effort risk?
But it's similar din, such that you're spending, or you're using up so much effort to try physical and mental and even emotional effort
Kumbaga,
to try and put up a business na hindi ka pa naman sigurado if it will succeed.
Kumbaga energy.
Yes, exactly.
Mapapagod ka, mental nga parang madidepress ka na tama-tama, we have siguro this is time now to ask or let the people type in their questions if they have any questions, pero we'll answer that towards the end of the show. Pero you can start typing in your questions dito sa ating comment box below the video. So you mentioned yung financial, time, and effort. Ito yung tatlong risks na ina-avoid ng successful na entrepreneurs. So do you try to avoid all three? Ano ba yung or do you create a plan that will avoid three of those? So paano ba after you identified yung risk na yon, ano yung next steps into avoiding those risks? Ito rin ba yung tinuturo mo during the videos and the webinars that you created yesterday? Like you had a webinar yesterday.
Yeah, we had a long webinar last night. It was for about 2.5 hours, and we had almost 300 people in. So it was fun and it was full of energy.
Yeah.
Grabe.
Yeah, right now, I'm not really sure how many we are right now. So ano yung mga next steps after you've identified the risk, financial? Okay, so meron naman akong pera, kumbaga, and let's say I can pre-sell the product, and then time, I have enough time, for example, and effort. Alam ko naman na I don't know, tama ba? Alam ko naman na I will channel the proper energy towards this business. So, ngayon, tama ba? Ano ba yung process into, ano ba yung steps into avoiding these risks?
Okay, sige. The steps to avoiding all of these risks, actually, financial, time, and effort risk, it all boils down to the 5 steps to starting a low-risk, high-reward business. Because each of these steps will ensure that you minimize or even eliminate these all of these risks. So if I may, I'd like to just discuss briefly each of the 5 steps. The first step of the 5-step framework is winning before you even start. This involves doing certain things to increase the 3 most important resources that you will need in business. And these are your money, skills, and network. By money, I say, yeah, I'm hoping that people are at least saving like little by little lang, so that they can eventually have little capital to start a business. I, for one, believe that you don't need a huge amount of capital when starting a business, but it's always better to have some capital than no capital for starters.
Yeah.
And it also, step number 1, winning before you even start, it also involves developing your skills, honing your skills in business. Para kahit paano, handa ka na, even if you haven't started yet and you're still in your job. In fact, in step number 1, nandito pa rin tayo sa trabaho, hindi pa tayo nag-resign at all. Actually, sa step 5 pa tayo nag-resign. We'll see that later on.
Okay.
Kasi we're minimizing financial risk. So develop business skills, specifically the skills for creating your product and selling your product. All of this you can do during your free time, during lunchtime, during the weekends, during the evenings. Diba? And
or tama-tama, yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, get a job in sales.
Yeah, exactly.
So you hone your sales skills while you're being paid for that, diba?
You're hitting 2 birds with 1 stone, building a career and even building your sales skills.
Avoiding then yung effort risk.
Exactly. Yeah, sakto. And at the same time, you can also build your network while you're still in your job. If there's an industry that suits you, you can always go to industry events, network with like-minded people. You can even browse for buyers and suppliers of your future product. Kasi ang dami ng websites ngayon that are being stationed as marketplaces. And you can already build rapport and build relationships with buyers and sellers. Step number 2, after doing that, step number 2 naman is generating the best business ideas. This is where the business sweet spot comes in. And we talked about this earlier. Again, it's the business that the world needs, the world will pay for, what you're good at, and what you love the most, or what you love. So essentially, with these first 2 filters, what the world needs and what the world will pay for, you're essentially starting with problems. And this is always, again, as entrepreneurs and even as salespeople, we're here to solve people's problems. We get paid because we solve their problems pretty much better than anyone else can. At the same time, we're also focusing on a business where you have the skills for it. This actually mitigates your effort risk and your time risk. Kasi if this is already something that you're good at, this is something that you love, hindi mo na kailangan siya pag-aralan right from the very beginning. Ano ba tong ganun? Ano ba tong product na to? So on and so forth. If it's something that you already know, if it's something that you know like the back of your hand, so business, and it will be more efficient and you'll be also more effective on it as well. This is unlike just choosing a business that is based on trends. Like, for example, the trend of the internet shops na nagtayo-tayuan yung mga internet shop ng mga year 2005, 2007. Parang sa halos lahat ng kanto may internet shop, di ba?
Yes.
And very quickly, that business died down and halos wala ng internet shops ngayon compared to before.
Yeah.
The same thing.
And again, yung example mo kanina, yung following the money, yung cocoa sugar business mo, di ba?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, that's a good point. It's good that you brought that up kasi in that cocoa sugar business, I had no skills for agriculture, I'll be honest with you. I had no skills for agriculture. I was not passionate about it. And as a result, I failed. And we hired a lot of consultants for that kasi ang dami kong hindi alam eh. Diba? And this is some of the perils, some of the dangers of starting a business that's outside your business sweet spot. And again, just for emphasis, sweet spot is it's what the world needs, what the world will pay for, it's what you're good at, and it's also what you love.
Yeah. Nakakatawa, no? Parang pinag-usapan natin tong, parang pinag-usapan natin beforehand yung itong topic natin, no? Pero talagang yung mga questions ko kanina is really related to what you're
Yeah.
teaching. Parang scripted, pero it's not really.
All of it is coming naturally. Yeah.
Yeah.
So after step number 2, once you've determined your
Generating the best business idea.
you've generated the best business idea for yourself, it's time now for step number 3, knowing your customer so that you can eventually win his money. Knowing your customer involves hindi lang ito yung, hi, hello, oy, alam ko pangalan yan, si Jun yan, si Mark yan, and so on and so forth. Knowing your customer really involves knowing his deepest problems and his most important pain points so that you can eventually create a product that will solve that problem. So this involves interviews, this involves really getting to know him para, if you can even do FGDs, that would be even better, para makilala mo talaga siya at malaman mo talaga kung ano yung pinakamabigat ng problema niya. And at the same time, this is also where you get to create a profile of sorts for your customer. Na kunwari, my customer is a middle-aged man, he is working in a multinational company, and he has a family, he has 2 children, so on and so forth. You sort of develop that thinking already na, malamang yung customer ko, ganito yung profile niya. So here in step 3, once you really know now your customer, we then proceed now to step 4, formulating your money-making product. Kasi alam mo na yung mga problema niya, kilala mo na yung customer mo, so it's time na given everything that you know, it's time to formulate a product for him. And take note, all I'm saying here is you formulate, you don't create it physically, hindi pa.
Okay.
Kasi when we
so yun yung keyword, formulate. Yeah,
formulate pa lang, hindi pa yung create talaga. Kasi here, we're taking all of our assumptions and we're going to validate these assumptions. We're going to test if all of these assumptions are correct. Kasi diba, like what I said earlier, you already have some sort of thinking of who your customer is. Yung middle-aged man, ganyan, he has 2 kids, and so on and so forth. So we're going to test all of that, formulate a product that we can validate to see if this is something that he will really appreciate, this is something that he will really want, and more importantly, if this is something that he will really buy. So dito pumapasok yung mga validation techniques that we talked about earlier, like say for example, getting pre-sales, diba? When you're getting pre-sales naman for your product, hindi naman ibig sabihin na meron ka na talagang produkto eh. You can just be presenting it to him and then ask for a down payment and then use this down payment to then so you'll have resources to create your product. Diba? So we can do some of these validation techniques para malaman natin kung okay, bibili mo ba talaga or hindi. Kasi kung hindi, there's probably something wrong with some of our assumptions and we have to go back to the drawing board and tweak again in step 3 and in step 4. And we do that until we get it right. Step 4.
Yeah, kasi people can just say na you do maybe a survey, sasabihin nila, yes, I will buy that product. Pero sa totoo, when yung time na binibenta mo na, hindi naman nila pala bibilin. They won't take out their wallet and shell out cash for your product. So iba yung sinasabi, iba yung actual na ginagawa. And that's why it's your create na yun din, minimum viable product from the book, The Lean Startup. That's part of number 4, if I'm not mistaken, yung formulating your money product.
Yeah, and it's good. Buti sakto yung sinabi mo yung about surveys and such kasi that was actually one of the questions din sa webinar last night. Parang, is validation the same as creating a feasibility study? No, it's not. It's not. A feasibility study is more theoretical than anything else. Sa totoo lang. It's what they teach in business school. Na kailangan, you have this 100-page feasibility proving why this business will work. Hindi. The best test, it's not a feasibility study, but it's getting sales, even pre-sales from your customer. Money talks louder than anything else.
Exactly. So, well, pareho tayong dumaan sa business school. Alam natin yung feasibility study na sobrang habang dokumento na doesn't really tell you whether successful yung product mo. Well, it gives you ideas, but it hindi siya yung deciding factor whether magiging successful yung business mo or not. Okay, so just to add, siguro, when you say money-making product, it can be a physical product or an online product or a service, tama?
Or service even, exactly.
Okay, step number 5, the last
All
step.
right. So kunwari, you validated your product already. You already know that, okay, this is something that the customer will buy. Step number 5 is launching your dream business. So here, okay, we're now ready to launch talaga, but it doesn't mean that you resign right at the start of step number 5. Not yet. Kasi
Okay.
it's important first to pick your team. Ideally, you get partners in your business kasi having a partner or partners increases your chances of success. This has been proven historically throughout the years na businesses with partners have higher chances of success. And it's natural kasi you'll have more people to do a lot more things. It's so hard to do a business on your own. I'm not saying that it's impossible, pero it'll be much easier if you have partners with you. So that's one thing. And at the same time, you also have to determine the roles of the partners themselves. Because it's important to put people in positions where they have the best chances to succeed. Diba? You don't put a finance guy in a sales role, for example, especially kung finance your skills niya, and that's what he worked on for the past 20 years. Diba? And at the same time, so responsibilities, and you also have to determine profit sharing. Sino ba talaga yung magiging CEO or the ultimate leader who will bear all of the responsibilities and the glory and failure din. And hopefully that doesn't happen, diba? The failure is part.
Yeah.
And at the
Bobit,
same
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. What about those? Kasi ito you're parang saying that they should create a corporation or a partnership na more than one person ang magiging part ng business. But what about those who would like to validate first via sole proprietorship? So would you suggest that, or talagang ano na agad, partner or partnership or corporation na kaagad?
If you plan to have a sole proprietorship first as you're validating, no problem with that at all. Pwede. In fact, I say it with enthusiasm kasi when you think about it, and this is also one of my tips in the Business Startup Blueprint, when you think about it, it's much easier to get, say for example, partners or it's easier to get partners or investors if you already have a validated business. If you can walk up to a person who you want to be your partner and say, alam mo, sali ka na sa business ko kasi tingnan mo, ito na lahat ng mga bumibili sa akin. No? Wala pa nga akong produkto, ang dami nang gusto bumili sa akin ngayon. Diba? It's much easier to convince people to become your partner or to even get investors and so on and so forth if you already have a validated business. So kung mag-isa ka pa lang, sole prop ka pa lang sa simula, until the validation stage, it's perfectly fine. And you'll have good leverage rin naman with you once you approach other people.
Okay. So, pwede rin na I think yung the reason why you're suggesting our corporation kasi nga to be very successful, I just learned from you now na yung sa mga risk that you'll be avoiding is the effort risk, which if you have partners who can help you, if you're hindi ka finance person, you get a partner who's more adept with finance. Or if you want to create an app, siguro, pero you're not a web developer, then get a partner who's a web developer. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-aral mag-code, hindi mo na kailangan mag-aral ng et cetera. So I think I get why you're saying to be really highly successful is to form a corporation. Pero pwede rin na i-start kung gusto mo i-validate pa is to sole prop muna.
Yeah, sure. Pero, I'm sorry, just to add on to that, kasi you brought up a lot of good points. Well, one minor point is, if you set up a corporation, you'll have better tax breaks. You can minimize your taxes legally and in a better way with a corporation and sole proprietorship. Second is, when it comes to getting partners, my top tip to everyone would be to get partners who can perform complementary roles with you. What I mean by complementary is, kunwari, if you have a 9-to-5 job and you need someone to do legwork for you, obviously, you partner with someone who doesn't have a 9-to-5 job as well. Maybe, nagtatrabaho siya sa graveyard shift. So, pwede siyang gumala sa umaga, pwede siyang mag-legwork naman for you. Diba? Para complementary kayo, hindi yung pareho kayo ng restrictions. Or kung OFW ka and you want to start a business in the Philippines, obviously, you get someone who can do legwork in the Philippines, hindi yung fellow OFW mo. Diba?
Yes.
And lastly, last tip for all of this, when I say yeah, you can start off first as a sole prop when you're validating. Actually, this doesn't mean that you register your business immediately. That's step one. To be honest with you, registering a business, I do not advise that in step number 1. Actually, that's all the way in step number 5 pag okay na talaga yung business. Kasi to be honest, in the Philippines, registering a business is such a pain. Such a big pain in the butt. And it will cost a lot of, it's actually financial time and effort risk. Kasi that's at least 15 to 20,000 pesos to register a business in the Philippines. Diba? Medyo mabigat siya. I've registered businesses in Singapore in the past at parang 1,000 lang ata, 2,000 lang ata, no? Na in pesos. Sobrang labo. Kaya, I don't know why we do this in the Philippines. It's a time risk.
That's another topic.
Yeah. Registering a business in the Philippines is a time risk kasi it will take siguro 8 weeks to register your business, and it's also an effort risk dahil ang dami mong dadaanan ng government agencies. So what I recommend is you go through all of 5 steps first, and when you have a successful business that's generating income for you, that's when you pay someone to register your business for you. Diba? That would be my top tip when it comes to registering a business. Para you can focus lang on your business. Kasi even if you know how to register a business, it will not aid your business whatsoever. It will not bring in more money for you. So just pay someone to do that for you down the road.
Okay, so I'll just recap yung 5 steps na mention mo na.
Sure.
Number 1, winning before you even start. Number 2, generating the best business ideas. Number 3, knowing your customer. Number 4, formulating your money-making product. And number 5, launching your dream business. And for our viewers right now, if you have questions kay Bobit about these 5 steps, you can type in again sa comment box below this video. Now, you talked about itong 5 steps na to in your free videos that we shared. And right now, thank you for answering my questions. And I know na with itong mga shinare mo, people can at least have an idea and follow at least yung mga steps na to into creating their own business. Now, if they want to learn more and have your support, can you talk about your program? Kasi you talked about yung Business Startup Blueprint na this is a paid program that you opened last Monday and which is about to close tomorrow. So can you talk about what people, first talk about the program and what will people will get out of the program? Ano yung mga benefits when they join the program?
Sure. Okay, so yeah, that is the Business Startup Blueprint online course and coaching program. I believe it is the very best way that I can help Filipino aspiring entrepreneurs start their own low-risk, high-reward businesses so they can eventually become established entrepreneurs. So that's the goal in this program, that you will go through the online course and I will coach you towards starting your own business. You get a lot of things when it comes to when you enroll in the Business Startup Blueprint online course and coaching program. First of all, you get the online course. These are made up of 5 training modules corresponding to each of the 5 steps to starting your own low-risk, high-reward business. So what I shared with you just now, that's just essentially a primer, the tip of the iceberg of what really goes on in the 5 steps. We go deep dive into the 5 steps in the online course. And at the same time, we're also getting so many bonuses when you enroll in the Business Startup Blueprint. Foremost of which is our 90-day email coaching, one-on-one email coaching with me. So after you go through the online course and once you've mastered the 5 steps, I will help you, coach you, and guide you towards implementing these 5 steps so that you can eventually start your own business now. And if you have any questions about your business, any questions about the 5 steps, this is where I will answer all of that in the email coaching.
Yeah, as in ikaw talaga to, Bobit, diba? Hindi to VA, to ibang tao. Ikaw talaga
Ako talaga.
nila.
Yeah.
Okay.
minsan napapahaba nga yung mga email ko, nagiging nobela na eh. Pero that's how I
Yeah.
really want to coach people towards starting their own business.
So
aside from this,
yung main benefit after the course, may negosyo na sila na talagang a real life business. Tama ba? And I think
yeah,
you've proven that from the previous launch last year na you have success stories of people being able to start a very profitable business. So, can you talk about yung pinaka-success story ng BSB for the first program?
our biggest and favorite success story back then was the farm business that Vero Hines was able to put up. Vero, he's an OFW from Qatar, and he's been an OFW for the past 21 years. Actually, second generation OFW pa nga siya. So you can imagine that he really wants to have a business in the Philippines para makauwi na siya and yung pamilya niya. Kasi matagal na sila
And
OFW.
to stop siguro yung trend na yun na yung pamilya na OFW.
Exactly. So, ayun. And in his attempts before I got to meet him, his attempts at starting a business, unfortunately, did not turn out well. Kasi he incurred a huge financial risk of 7 million pesos. He lost 7 million pesos in the past 8 years trying to put up a piggery business and a real estate business. So, sobrang sakit talaga. I guess it was a good thing that we were able to communicate with each other when he enrolled in the Business Startup Blueprint. Kasi after around 2 to 3 months after enrolling in 2 to 3 months dun sa Business Startup Blueprint, he was now able to put up his own farm business in his home province of Leyte. And ang daming binibenta doon, whether it be sweet corn, pechay, okra, and so many other crops. And he's now earning 50,000 pesos per month from it. I mean, imagine the transformation na lang, parang from losing 7 million pesos in 8 years, and then once you go through the Business Startup Blueprint, he now has a business that's earning 50,000 pesos a month after just 2 to 3 months. And best thing about it is, if everything goes according to plan and everything goes smoothly, he will be able to come home in the Philippines within the next year or so.
Wow.
Yeah, you can imagine he's really our favorite success story.
So kinuha niya yung course, tama ba, August? And kailan niya na-put up yung business?
Late last year is when he was able to put it up. So after 2 to 3 months na niya yung farm business. Yeah. And we visited him so we could see it for ourselves noong January naman in Leyte.
Okay, so it truly says that itong program na ginawa niyo ni J3 really works kasi you have people who are really successful. Now, siguro people are asking, and we're going towards the end of the interview. Again, if you have questions, we'll have a Q&A after this, so please type in your questions. Now, siguro they're interested. How can they join? Can you talk about the process? Kung gusto nila sumali, they want to be coached by you personally via email, and they want to go through the 5 steps in much detail. So, paano sila sasali?
Sure. So, if you want to enroll in the Business Startup Blueprint, so you can go through the online course. So, we can have 90-day one-on-one email coaching. Oh, by the way, we also have group coaching webinars para sabay-sabay tayo lahat with your fellow enrollees so that everyone can learn from each other. You'll also have access to our exclusive Facebook group of enrollees, the Biz Starters, so you can network with them and learn from them. And at the same time, the last benefit nga pala is I hope to invest in one of these businesses. Kasi if all your business needs is an injection of capital so you can bring it to life or to grow it, I would love to help the enrollees of Business Startup Blueprint out by investing in them.
Oh.
Yeah,
parang Shark Tank ka.
So if you want to get all of these benefits, I highly recommend that you enroll in the Business Startup Blueprint. I believe you'll share with them the link later, Mark.
Yes. Yeah, I'll share the link now. And to be very transparent, so this is freelanceblend.com/BSB. I will earn a commission if you sign up. I'm very transparent in anything that I that I talk about, affiliate links. I know naman that you'll benefit from this, and that's why I will earn if you sign up for this program. So they just go to the link, and then ano naman, so they mapupunta sila sa enrollment page, and siguro yung question nila is ano ba yung investment? Ano ba yung
Yeah.
kailangan ko i-shell out to be able to take this course and join this mastermind group with you and get this email coaching, personal email coaching directly from you?
Sure. The enrollment fee to the Business Startup Blueprint amounts to 14,975 pesos. So it's a one-time payment of 14,975 pesos, and you will already get lifetime access to the online course. This means kung after 20 years gusto mo siya balikan, you want to review something, it will be available for you kasi you have lifetime access to it. At the same time, we also launched this just recently, just last night. If tingin mo masyadong mabigat yung 14,975, we're offering an installment plan din. So there we have a 2-part installment plan so that you can pay only 8,997 pesos now, and you pay the second 8,997 pesos after 30 days. So para naman mas maluwag for everyone here. And last but not least, for everyone who might be thinking na yung amount of money na yan, whether 8,997 or yung 14,975, that might be a risk. Diba? Kasi ako, gusto ko for everyone, low risk tayo lahat when it comes to starting a business. So that might be a risk. Okay, so I really want to eliminate that risk for you and for you to avoid that risk. And that's why when you enroll in the Business Startup Blueprint, you get as well a 30-day money-back guarantee. So for whatever reason, if you feel like the Business Startup Blueprint is not for you, or you're gonna get too busy and so on and so forth, whatever your reason is, no questions asked. If you want a refund, you will get a refund. All of the 14,975 or even the 2 installments that you paid, you're getting it right back. No questions asked. This is so this program can truly be zero risk, high reward for you. Hindi lang low risk, zero risk na to. Kasi full 100% money back guarantee, no questions asked.
So kumbaga you're also hitting yung tatlong risk na na-mention mo, yung financial risk, walang risk for them kasi in 30 days you'll return the money if hindi sila happy. Time, because sabi mo nga, yung success story mo, it took him 21 years na siya naghahanap ng perfect business. So imagine, time, that's time risk.
Yeah.
If they join the program, they'll watch the videos that can last, 2 hours, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I just probably watch that, siguro 1 module a day. And then yung effort risk, kasi nga, hindi ka mag-isa. You have Bobit with you to hold your hand throughout the rest of the course until you, for 90 days, tama ba? Until you're able to start up that business. So again, the link, the enrollment link is freelanceblend.com/BSB. And again, I'm affiliate of this and earn a commission. But in exchange of that, yung risk nyo of, actually walang risk if you use my link kasi walang additional cost if you use my link. You can just go directly to Business Startup Blueprint, i-google mo yan. I don't mind, but if you use my link, I'll give you itong special promotion. As I mentioned earlier, if you're still watching right now, you get my free Cyberpreneur book who's here beside me for the first 10 students. So actually, I have plenty of this here to give away. If you're based abroad, I can send you the ebook. So si Bobit will tell me sino yung 10 persons who will join the program, and I'll be happy to send you my Cyberpreneur, tama-tama, online business startup guide in conjunction with the BSB. It's up to you on how you can start your business. So I'll give that away for the first 10 students for free. This is worth 395 pesos sa mga bookstores natin, National Bookstore and Fully Book. Plus, I also have a very special giveaway again ang giveaway, yung sabi ko kanina worth 5,000 pesos. If you sign up during this call, kasi mamaya we'll have our Q&A, if you sign up during this call, I'll give away my for free, my WordPress blogging basics course. It's worth 5,000 pesos. Actually, it's closed right now. Walang nakaka-join. But if you sign up today during this webinar, during this Facebook Live, I'll add that to your freebie, to the book. So if you, malalaman naman ni Bobit, if somebody will sign up during this webinar, and he'll let me know kung sino yung mga tao na yung who will join the Business Startup Blueprint. And he'll let me know, and I'll send the free access to this WordPress blogging basics course. So ulitin ko lang, you'll get my book for free if you sign up until tomorrow. Kasi, am I correct, Bobit? You're closing the registration until tomorrow.
It's only until tomorrow.
And then, yeah. And then they'll also get, for today only, I'm sorry sa mga replay viewers, yung mga nanonood lang today during this webinar, live viewers can get my WordPress blogging basics course worth 5,000 pesos. So again, we're mitigating all the risks. If you want to start an online business, you matutunan naman how to do that step by step through a WordPress blogging basics course. So again, the link is freelanceblend.com/BSB. Anything to add, Bobit, before we answer the questions of our viewers?
Well, yeah, I guess just to finalize it, I really hope to see you inside, and I highly recommend that you enroll in the Business Startup Blueprint. Kasi, well, to be honest rin naman, if you don't take my word for it and after 30 days you realize that it's not for you, you can get your money back for free, diba? So it's a zero-risk program, but there's huge potential for high reward kasi you can have your own business after a few months if you're like Vero, diba? So I really hope you take this opportunity. I just like to remind everyone that it's a zero-risk program, and I truly hope to see you inside the Business Startup Blueprint.
Mm-hmm. And just to add on, naisip ko lang, Bobit, yung guy na who's earning 50,000 pesos a month, kumbaga bawing-bawi niya na yung investment niya sa Business Startup Blueprint. And since definitely kailangan mong magtayo ng business after this course, bakit ka pa nag-take ng course kung di mo kukunin yung course? So if you're starting a business, definitely you'll earn revenue. So talagang bawing-bawi mo yung 15,000 versus signing up or enrolling in a business school that will be worth millions, especially if it's high-end school or yung mga AIM, million yun. So this is just 15,000 pesos. So you'll definitely, again, walang financial risk kasi mababawi mo. If you really do the work, follow advice ni Bobit and yung community, again, no risk. So yeah, anything more? I think you mentioned na yung what you wanted to say.
If I may just add one thing, it's true that you mentioned the cost of programs abroad, especially schools. AIM will set you back more than 1 million pesos. If you want to study abroad, it will set you back 4 million pesos siguro. And at the news entrepreneurship program, I think it costs 400,000 pesos. So, ang laki-laki pa rin.
Yes.
And at the same time, I think the biggest cost that I hope nobody experiences is the cost of business failure. Imagine, I lost 11 million pesos in investor money when I failed in my business. Vero lost 7 million pesos before when he lost in his business. So, diba? I mean, when you compare that to the cost of the enrollment, it's very small. The cost of enrollment is very small, especially if it can save you that much heartache and that much money if you're able to avoid business failure like that. There.
Yes. And now, well, thank you for that. No, now we'll open the floor to the questions of our viewers. Meron ng mga nagtanong. Actually, I'll just show this. Yan. So we'll have our Q&A. Yung pinakaunang nagtanong, See, hi Bobit, if I subscribe Pinoy Investor and will follow instructions there, would you guarantee sure substantial profit from stock investment? So this is for your PinoyInvestor.com
Yeah.
from June
Hi,
Agco.
June.
Thank you, June. Ah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your question. Well, frankly, no. I'm sorry to say, but absolutely no one, and this is just how the stock market works and how actually regulations in the stock market works as well. Absolutely no one can guarantee returns whatsoever when it comes to
Yeah.
investing in the stock market.
And
Whether it be, sorry?
bawal yun, di ba? To
Yeah,
guarantee returns.
exactly. Exactly. That's why I said it's also for, for not just in the stock market, the nature of the stock market, but also the regulators and the regulations in the stock market. No one can guarantee sure substantial profits from any stock investment. So,
Mhm.
yeah, to be frank about it, I'm sorry, but no, investor cannot guarantee any substantial profits. What it can guarantee, though, is that you will get a comprehensive source of stock market equity research reports, analysis, and knowledge. And you're getting it from credible people kasi they come from PSE registered brokerage firms. So from that point of view, that's what I can guarantee. But the profits, yeah, nobody can guarantee that naman talaga legally.
Siguro to those who just joined us, baka hindi nyo naabutan yung pinag-usapan ni Bobit, yung PinoyInvestor.com, his online business. This is different from Business Startup Blueprint. So just for your information to those who just joined us. Thank you for your question, June. So merong question naman si Julius. Any tips on how is a marketing funnel for every industry, as I'm planning to start a small marketing agency?
Okay. Starting a small marketing agency. Any tips on how to create
Mahabang topic to.
Oo nga eh. Sige, I'll try to just give a I guess a generic overview of how the funnel works. Think of it as, well, you probably know this already, Julius, that's why you're asking this. Think when we say funnel, parang nafi-filter down eh, no? You start from a very big basket of potential customers and then nafi-filter siya into a funnel. Diba? So,
yes.
And this is also something that I learned rin here in PNG when I worked in Singapore. When it comes to the funnel, I guess my general tip to this is there are specific stages to it that you have to understand and that you have to execute. You don't go out and say, sa first level pa lang ng big funnel mo, nagbibenta ka na. Hindi eh. Kasi first, most probably, you will have to prioritize awareness. People have to be aware first, exactly. The relevant people, they have to be aware that you have a small marketing agency. And then, siguro, the next stage of that funnel is you will have to build relationship. Kasi along the way, may mga mawawala naman dyan sa funnel mo eh. Naturally, and when you realize that, hindi naman sila talaga part of my target market. Next is, you will have to build probably relationships with them, and those that reciprocate, and those that seem to really want and need your service, yun naman yung matitira sa funnel mo. So on and so forth. Again, it depends kasi, for your question kasi, ideally, dapat alam ko din kung what your USP or what your differentiator will be for your small marketing agency. No? Until you funnel further and then you educate them about the need for your agency such that sa very last part you make an offer. Diba? So essentially, think of it as relationship that you will have to nurture over time. That's what your funnel will do. Diba? Hanggat sa paunti-unti, and then makita ka ng mga fit talaga sa'yo sa ginagawa mo based on the relationship that you've nurtured, based on who is reciprocating, based on who you educate and how they are immediately educated or how much they learn and how much they're willing. And then that's when you can make the offer. Sorry, that's very broad, it's very generic. Yeah. Pero this entails a coaching session. So that we go through the email coaching sessions. And it's way too big of a topic for this Q&A.
Maybe we can have another interview for that to talk about that. Medyo, sabi ko malaking topic yan. Well, I know Julius. Thank you, Julius. Medyo pinahirapan mo kami. Just kidding. Now, may question. Let's see. June, unahin ko yung parang follow-up niya sa sagot mo kanina. How about chances in percentage?
Chances in percentage?
Site.
It's
that
this,
June?
hindi, ganito. Well, again,
Siguro yung return pa rin yan, no? Percentage na successful ka. Parang hindi, mahirap pa rin mag-guarantee. And again, I think, well, I'm not from Pinoy Investor. And I think, again, may regulations dyan on guaranteeing results. So, hindi pwede, hindi ka, I think, there, siguro, ethically rin, di ba? Hindi mo, even si Warren Buffett, di ba? The greatest investor, won't be able to guarantee results if you ask him. So, I hope you were able to answer that. May question si June related to the BSB, Business Startup Blueprint. Can I pay Bobit's business webinar? I know, yes, di ba? Tama, Bobit?
Yes, exactly. You can pay it through credit card via PayPal. There is an option there. If you follow Marv's link and then you click the Enroll Now button, there's an option there where you can pay via credit card through PayPal, or you can pay via offline means
Bank
like
deposit.
bank deposit, remittance, and so on and so forth. But yes, you can definitely pay through credit card.
We have one more question. Siguro last na to, unless meron pang magtatanong. How can the blueprint help me formulate a business idea? Interested ako mag-enroll. Haha. May tawa pa. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, thank you, Mark, for that question. So how can the Business Startup Blueprint help you formulate business ideas? That's actually the meat and the heart of module number 2, generating the best business ideas for yourself. Kasi through that module, you will undergo the business sweet spot, the exercises for the business sweet spot. We define the business sweet spot in the Business Startup Blueprint as the absolute perfect and best suited business for you. Kasi it is the combination of all of these 4 things. It's what the world needs, what the world will pay for, what you're skilled at, and what you love. So lahat ng ito, you will essentially undergo a filtering process. And you will also undergo a lot of introspection, and I will question you a lot during the email coaching so that you can truly determine your business sweet spot. And again, it will fulfill all of these 4 things, and that would be the very best way for you to be able to formulate the best business idea for yourself. And it's uniquely for yourself. Okay, so again, we have a module. Module number 2 is dedicated to that specifically. And at the same time, we will definitely touch on that when we start our one-on-one coaching.
Yeah, I think very valuable yung one-on-one coaching mo. Since I'm sure since business, iba-iba talagang industries, iba-ibang ideas, you won't be able to address that through just the videos. So yung hand-holding through the webinars, through the email will be very valuable if si Mark will join kasi nga mas may intindihan ni Bobit yung mga problema mo, and he'll be able to give you ideas for that. So, thank you daw, sabi ni Mark. You're welcome, Mark. Now, since wala ng questions, I'll just repeat to those who just joined us. If you join the Business Startup Blueprint using my link, freelanceblend.com/BSB, Bravo, Shera, Bravo, you'll get my free book or ebook for the first 10 students who join. And if you join during this Facebook Live session, you'll also get my free WordPress. You'll get my WordPress blogging basics course for free, which is worth sa mga previous students 5,000 pesos. So, yeah, so wala na tayong questions, and I think we medyo nag-overtime tayo. Pasensya na, Bobit. Medyo, yun nga, maganda yung mga questions natin. Before we go, your final message, how can people, even if they don't take the course, if people will want to reach out to you, how can they contact you? And again, yun nga, after that, tell us yung final message mo sa ating mga viewers.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Marv. Sige, where do I start now? By contacting me?
Sorry,
Yeah.
si Bobit. Bobit, sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah?
Si J3 just joined. Nanonood ka pala, J3. Just an update, there are only 8 spots available in your giveaway. Oh, so may 8 nang may dalawa na nag-sign up, kung tama ba. And well, congratulations. If you can share the name J3, I'll thank them here during the after magsalita si Bobit. Yeah, sorry Bobit to cut you off.
Yeah.
So how can they contact you in your final message?
Sure. Well, first of all, I think ang ganda kasi ng bonuses mo, Marte, and thank you very much for that. I'm sure they will, your viewers will get a lot of value from it kasi you're giving away 2 very valuable freebies on top of the Business Startup Blueprint. So I think this is great,
Yeah.
and I would love for people to jump on this. Okay, if they want to contact me, yeah, email is always open. They can email me at bsbtraining@bizstartblueprint.com. Again, that's bsbtraining@bizstartblueprint.com. Here, well, it's also where I send emails to people about any free training, any of the new freebies that we have, and the business training videos. So yeah, you can definitely reach me there. I reply to practically each and every email there. And whether you enroll in the Business Startup Blueprint or not, I highly recommend, and I'm really hoping that you really want to start your own business now or hopefully in the near future. Kasi, well, at the end of the day, business is really the key to achieving financial freedom, time freedom, and personal freedom. Yun lang talaga eh. We're not going to get it with employment given that hindi naman ganun kalaki ang kikitain natin with employment compared to business. And at the same time, baka ma-retrench pa tayo sa mga trabaho natin like what Marv mentioned before. So I would rather that all of us hope and really aspire to have our own businesses now and in the future. Kasi that's the key to financial freedom, time freedom, and personal freedom. Lastly, if you want the very best way that I can help you start your own business, specifically one that is low risk and high reward, kasi nga we'll be avoiding risks along the way para hindi na tayo mahirapan, I highly recommend that you enroll in the Business Startup Blueprint online course and coaching program. There you will see, we will undergo a deep dive of each of the 5 steps that will help you avoid risks along the way. You have lifetime access to the video training modules for that. And more importantly, you will also undergo a one-on-one coaching with me. So tayong dalawa, mag-uusap tayo for the next 90 days on how you can avoid risks so that you can eventually start your very own business. A lot of those bonuses we also mentioned, like the group coaching webinars, the access to the Facebook group. And hey, if all your business will need is an injection of capital, I would love to invest in your business kasi that's how much I believe in enrollees who took up the Business Startup Blueprint. I believe in the people who took up this course, and I want to invest in them, especially if it will help you the most. So at the end of it, if you want to enroll, Marv is displaying the link now to enroll in the Business Startup Blueprint. It's freelanceblend.com/BSB. Again, it's for 14,975 pesos your enrollment fee. But we also have an installment plan where you can pay in 2 installments, 8,997 now, and then 8,997 in 30 days. At the end of the day, if you think that this is risky, I would like to remove that risk for you because this will be a no-risk, high-reward program. Kasi we will be offering it with a 30-day money-back guarantee. If at any point in time you think that the Business Startup Blueprint is not for you or for whatever reason it is, no questions asked, you will get a refund off of your money. So I'm telling you, this is a zero financial risk, zero risk, high reward program. So yeah, that's it. I would be happy to see you inside and I would love to help you start your own business.
Wow, thank you very much. So again, if for the people, you shared your email, bsbtraining@bizstartupblueprint. Tama? Tama at bizstartupblueprint. Mali pala yung tinype ko, .com.
No, sorry.
And
bsbtraining@bizstartblueprint.com.
Okay. Tama pala yung tinype ko.
Tama yung tinype mo.
bsbtraining@bizstartblueprint.com. Thank you very much, Bobit. Thank you very much for sharing with us your knowledge about business. And yan, binigay na ni J3 yung dalawang pangalan. Thank you, Carol Albaniel and Ryan Ferrer for signing up using my link. And you will get this. Baliktad. You will get this and also my free my WordPress blogging basics course worth 5,000 pesos. So hintayin lang natin matapos yung mag-close yung program ng BSB. And then I'll get in touch. Si J3 and Bobit will give me your contact details, and I'll get in touch with you personally siguro by mid of next week. Pero thank you very much, Carol and Ryan. And of course,
And remember, hanggang bukas lang enrollment.
yeah, hanggang bukas na lang, hanggang midnight ba? Hanggang midnight tomorrow.
Until, basta pag nag-Feb 18, nag-midnight ng Feb 18, Saturday, sorry, enrollment will be closed. And because I will be focusing 100% on the enrollees already, so I can help them start their own business already.
Yeah, March 18, you mean?
So, hanggang March 17 na lang talaga, ha? Pag nag-March 18 na tayo, sorry talaga na enrollment. Yep, 11:59. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much again, Bobit. Thank you, J3, for supporting this. Nanonood ka pala, thank you. And to all the viewers and listeners of Freelance Blend, thank you very much for joining us. And I hope you're able to give value to your day today. And hopefully, kung nag-iisip kayo on how to start a business, medyo nabigyan namin kayo ng ideas. And you're on your way to having that plan B. Hindi na kayo takot na mawalan ng trabaho. You have a plan B and a plan C. So thank you for watching. And to those who will be listening to this podcast, thank you for listening. And as always, peace to everyone. Bye. Bye, Bobby.
Bye-bye. Thank you for having me.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.